Hey, welcome to the Homestead. In this episode, we're going to continue working on the Volkswagen. We got the lift pump installed last time. Ran into some trouble and some confusion with the wiring, so we'll get that sorted out and show you guys how to prime the diesel fuel system once you got the pump installed, and hopefully get this stupid Volkswagen running again and see what happens. So check it out. It's another day. It's a quiet morning. It's not too hot yet here on July 4th. Happy Independence Day for those of you who care, although this probably won't get edited for months. It'll be fall before this video is edited and done and uploaded. But regardless, hey, we're here on another day. We're out here at the car boneyard, as you will. I guess it's where cars go to either die or to maybe get a second chance, and that's where the Volkswagen's at today. We're giving them a second chance. So we did get some diesel fuel. We poured about 3 or 4 gallons in the tank. So we also brought the big old brown GMC over here, and even though this thing isn't quite running right, it does at least run and charges the battery. So we got some power to our Volkswagen the other day, and we were able to find a hot wire that was connected to the ignition switch. So I'll show you where that is real quick. It's actually right on the fuse panel, and we're going to trace that wire up to its source and most likely splice into it at that point. I would prefer not to have more wires coming out of the fuse panel if I can avoid it. I want to make this look as professional as possible. Well, the car already looks like shit, so I got a lot of work to do. Anyway, let me take a look here. I'll show you. So here's our fuse panel. It's fuses. Let's see here. Yeah, see these ones over 15. I believe this row right here, the 15, 10, and the 7.5 amp were the ones that had that. Is that correct? Yes. This wire right here, this big thick yellow one, is the wire that is on only when there is power to the battery. Now, I don't know if I still have power to my battery. I had it plugged in for about 20 minutes to the car yesterday. Let me see if I have any power, any juice left in the battery at all. No, it's completely dead. So what we're gonna have to do is go ahead and jump the battery with the truck. The problem is the truck hasn't been running a whole lot, so the battery's been wearing down on that too. So it might not start either. Let's go see if the truck starts. And if this truck don't start, well, we got the red Dodge over here. Surely that one will start, and then we can use that to jump the truck, and then use the brown truck to jump the Volkswagen. I know it sounds complicated, but I'd rather idle the GMC than the Dodge right now, because the Dodge leaks oil and the GMC just needs an engine overhaul, so I don't really care what happens to it. We'll see what happens. Ah, fuck. I can already tell it's not gonna work. Battery's dead. Dead. So that's what we're gonna have to do. I wonder why the GMC is leaking so bad. That's a good Optima battery right there. No worries though, because the old Dodge saves a fire right up every time. You know, you wouldn't expect that to happen to the good battery. This is the good battery here. I wonder what's causing the parasitic drain. They're all in various states of disrepair. But those will be future episodes of On the Homestead. Today we're just working on this car, and then we'll work on the S10 next, and then the big heavy GMC. Oh wait, no, not the big heavy GMC. That's not next. After the S10, we're gonna work on the Dodge over here. It's getting an intake gasket and a tune-up. Let's see if we can fire this truck up. The old brown truck here's got a blown head gasket. Well, it's not really blown, but it's gone. It's going. It hasn't catastrophically failed yet, but it's getting there. There's definitely some seepage. So let's see what we got going on here. We got our fuel pump. Come on. All right, I gotta shut it off. Last time I had to let it charge for about 5 minutes and rev up the Dodge a couple times to get the power going on it, because I don't want to kill all the batteries, you know. I gotta drive the fucking Dodge too. Let me try it again here. Nope. So to give you a rundown of just what the fuck I'm dealing with when it comes to all these old ass vehicles. I like old cars, okay? What? So, as you know, we got the Volkswagen here. And this thing, what we've done so far, first thing we did, new battery. But it's been sitting all winter, so the battery's dead. But it's a good battery, it's brand new, it's still under warranty. We need a new battery terminal, so we got a new terminal going on there for our ground wire. We have changed the oil, got a new oil filter on there, some fresh Rotella 1540 weight. We got a new air filter in there. The air filter was fucked. We put a new fuel filter in there, complete with a water drain. I don't know if you can see that. I can't get the camera quite in there. There you go. Now you can see the water drain right there. You just hook that up and drain out the water. So that's all we've done to this thing so far. Oh, one more thing. Way down here, this guy right here, that little piece of plastic that's now all covered in oil and shit, is the shift linkage, and it's a piece of plastic. It breaks after about a year or so, so I bought 3 or 4 of them from Rock Auto. And so that's what we've done to this. Oh, new injector, not injectors, but new glow plugs. We threw in some new glow plugs just because we figured we had to. Also, the oil pressure sending wire was just hanging off of there, so we had to put a new crimp end on there, new terminated end, and reconnect that. So it just had all kinds of little shit going. As you may have seen in previous episodes, when I tried to start this, it was just starved of fuel. It was not getting fuel. As soon as it pulled fuel, shut off. But it was pulling air bubbles, I believe. So hopefully we've eliminated that. If you crawl underneath here, you should be able to see no fuel, just our lift pump. We've actually got 3 or 4 gallons of diesel fuel in the tank now, so if we had a leak, we would know it now, because it would be a nice puddle like this under the car, only be fresh. And so today we're just going to wire that up. We're going to manually wire it up so we can prime it first and test it and make sure that it's actually moving fuel through the fuel line. And what we'll do is we'll take the fuel line off right here. We'll connect a secondary fuel line that will just shoot off to the side so we can prime it and take that one off of there. So that's what the plan is. So let's see if we can start this thing up. There we go. Just took one crank. We're not driving this truck regularly because it leaks oil, and I want to deal with that. It also has several vacuum leaks, and I want to deal with those. This old GMC, as you can probably tell by the exhaust note, is not quite firing on all 8 cylinders. It's sharing gas between cylinders 7 and 8. So, not the worst situation in the world when it comes to head gaskets, but it is a head gasket failure. So that's what we have to do to this engine, if we're even going to keep it. I may not keep this engine. I may swap it out for a bigger one. Because this truck is honestly underpowered with the 350 in it. It really should have a diesel engine like a Cummins or a 454 big block. So now that we got that on, we'll go ahead and fire up the Volkswagen. Okay, so now that we've got our jumper cables hooked up from the good battery, we got the power cables hooked up to our Volkswagen here. Now we will get our annoying. Oh, there it is. Remember that? I gotta figure out how to shut that fucking thing off. That is annoying as hell. However, there's not many ways around it. Hey, at least the window rollers still work. The only way to shut that off is to fucking shut the door. Okay. So we now know that there's power to the battery. So I'm going to set this up here and I'll show you guys exactly how I do this. I need to connect the wire directly to the battery ground to test this connection. So I'm going to fuck around. 13 volts. So now that we have our circuit identified, we're just going to basically trace this wire up the wiring harness onto the ignition switch and we'll splice it somewhere in there. So one thing that was kind of interesting to note was this right here. Is we have all these things going on. This wire right here goes to our pump and we're going to have to add a little bit of wire to that. We'll just go ahead and use this piece of red wire here that we've been using as a ground. So the next thing I'm going to do here is take off that line and route it onto the side here. Actually, I'll just route it back into the... Just get it all the way here. Alright, so we're back. We did it again. Dodge jumped the GMC. GMC is charging up the Volkswagen. That's fine. Be nice if my fucking other charger would work. Sorry, a little smudge on the camera. But it's Harbor Freight charger. It doesn't work for shit. Pisses me off. So, but anyway, now we've got a fuel line running down to our diesel tank here, so we're just going to go ahead and ground out, or we'll go ahead and complete the circuit to our fuel pump here. To do that, I'm going to have to splice the wires, so we'll do that. Plug this in. I know that's a really crappy wiring job, but it's just for testing purposes only. Hear it. Wow. There it goes. I think we had to get some fuel running in it. But I think now that we got it primed, well, we're still not really getting much. That's not cool. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more pressure. So going back under here, at least it's not leaking. Could be leaking. sounds like a, you know, it's a noisy son of a bitch. I'm not sure it's getting fuel. Doesn't sound like it. Noisy son of a bitch. But is it moving fuel? Yeah, we're moving fuel now. We're moving fuel now. So let's go ahead and, now that we know that this works and it's primed, I'm going to shut it off. And quickly plug it back. So we're going to disconnect this now and connect the real fuel line. And we're going to do the same thing here to make sure that it all works. That should be good. Now we got to be able to plug that back in. Over here, it should be doing its thing. Cool. Sounds good. It's not making quite as much racket. So that should pretty much be it. I mean, if it's making fuel go to there, I don't see any reason why the car won't start, but I'm not going to go there just yet. I'm going to disconnect everything. Pour the little bit of diesel fuel that I put back in there, back into the tank. And I'm going to hook this up properly. Oh, what's this? We have a loose injector. Look at that. Fucking spilling fuel everywhere. Because I have my lift pump plugged in. Well, if that tells you anything, we're definitely getting fuel, so we got to tighten that up real quick. I didn't bring my line wrenches over here. Yeah, we got work to do now. Yay, shit works. Not sure what the hell is going on there, but we definitely can't fire it up if we have a loose shit like that right there going, so that's not okay. Hey, I see a washer down there. What's that? Oh man, don't tell me that. It's supposed to go someplace. It's a washer for perhaps that. I'm not sure. It's only got one injector. I have to figure out why that is leaking. So I will be back with tools. Hey guys, we're back here. It's been another day or two in the Volkswagen. And here's our wire. This is our power wire to the ignition switch. And we have spliced in the wire to the lift pump. So that's just using a regular old press-in splice, although this is the only size I could find. I should have went a size up. But it'll be fine. I'm just going to tape it up with electrical tape and then put it in with the rest of this loom here and then pack the rest of this up. Then I'll get it tested. That's all better now. See, look at that. Nice and neat electrical tape holding it together. I didn't have any wire loom that was quite that large, so I decided just to leave it as it is. For now, who knows, I'll probably be back in there anyway. Okay, we finally got some fuel hose here. 3/16. It's the smallest stuff the auto parts store would sell. And that's just going to go and replace this guy right here. He's loose. You can see he's all busted up right there, and it's just pissing fuel out like nobody's business. So he's got to come off, and then this guy's got to go on. Shouldn't be too hard. I can see here that these ones actually, that are here are a little bit thinner and smaller than what I've got going on here. So this may not work. This might be like a Volkswagen part that I might have to dig around or like find some kind of, just trying to locate the type of fuel line. We might even have to go down another notch down to like 1/8 inch, maybe 3/16 if it's too big. I can get it on there so far, and then it just kind of bunches up. This 3/16 is not going to work. It's got to be smaller. So I'm going to have to jump online because the auto part, I bought these at AutoZone. This was literally the smallest diameter they had. And of course, I'm probably looking for a metric diameter as well. I can't really see what they used here, but it looks like I want to go ahead and just replace everything. So I guess that's all we can do right now.
Well, that's it on this episode, part of a Homestead. Couldn't quite get the Volkswagen started this time, but it is what it is. Now we have a fuel system to address. So on the next part, we're going to address the fuel lines and address anything else that is in our way and try to start this Volkswagen and get it going. So check us out. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up down at the bottom. Feel free to leave any comments, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.